So this is the garden in the middle of June. The strawberry beds have given all they've got. There's just a couple stragglers left. There's a bunch of runners. I've been trying to pot them up, root them, and then cut them off and then put them in pots, leave them on the side with pots, but there's just too many, if you can see right there. And there's a bunch of squash. Squash took over the bed, and these even out of the fence. And we have some pumpkins here. This one is massive. It's like maybe the size of a volleyball, maybe even a basketball. That one too. The tomatoes, they're not doing great. So these three, I think I got them from the store. These are ones I planted. These weren't doing great. That's why I got, well, some of these weren't that I had originally planted were not doing great. So then I bought some, but those are not doing great either. But these I started from seed. At first they weren't doing good, and now they are. They're just taking off. This is another squash bed that's been taken over by I want to say it's squash bugs or like leafy footed bugs, or I don't know, but they're not doing great. So we have some damage. I've been cutting off really damaged leaves. I have to come back in here and do some more. Over there we have some what's that called, chamomile. I had it the other day in a like fresh in a tea. Awesome. The tomatillos and the jungle, that is the grass. The onions that never did anything, those right there. I think I've harvested like 4 of them, maybe, and they're like the size of a golf ball. Then in that trellis that's right there, I have some cucumbers that are finally doing something, and then some cantaloupe. Hopefully it does something before the year ends. Once again, these are the buckets. These are all potatoes. That one's going to flower. These are potatoes from the store that I bought. They look like they're dying back. So when they fully die back, that's when I'll go in, maybe. Or maybe when it stops raining a lot. Then the amaranth is just going crazy. That one's knocked over. Standing up is like ridiculously tall, taller than that one. There's some tomatoes in that bed, which I should probably get rid of the amaranth to give those space. I harvested all the garlic that was here in these 2.5 beds, and then there's some peppers there. There's one that's loaded with peppers, but they're still not yet ready to be harvested. They're still green and they're supposed to be like orange, so I'll wait. Then here is the berries. It's been raining, so the grass is just like wants to be. These are the raspberries. There's the last batch of ones that we've planted. Out of the 9 that we got, I think only 3 are viable. The rest are not doing good. This one is from last year. This one is from last year. So is that one. And then look, we're getting some raspberries. I've been picking like 1 or 2 every couple of days. Then we have our blueberries. So these are, we originally had 16. Now we have 15 because someone that was doing work on our land ran over one that was on that corner. But they're doing great. So this is their 2nd year here. And we're having, I think I've harvested maybe a total of like a dozen blueberries. So they're doing great. These are the chickens. Every time we put wood chips, they just pile it up on this side. So we had the neighbor boys bring in some wood chips last week, and it looks like they didn't do anything, which they did, but the chickens just work faster than we can. Yeah, this is the garden so far. These are peaceful mornings, except for that darn factory that's over there. But besides that, we're good. Oh, and I forgot, we've got some trees that we planted So this is a standard cherry tree. It is a Bing Sweet Cherry. And then over there on that court behind the shed, I've also planted, well, Steve planted a semi-dwarf cherry tree. I can't remember the variety. And then a couple elderberries. And this is the fig tree that was here when we got here. And I'm trying to see, oh, there's the figs. You can see it's been doing better this year than last year. I kind of want to move it, but I kind of don't, because it's not going to do good if I move it. But I just saw a beetle right there. So that's not good. So I don't know. If you have any thoughts on beetles and any kind of pest control in a garden, let me know. I would like to use neem, but at the same time, I don't get to come out here enough in the evening once the pollinators are in bed. So it's gonna be hard to apply anything like that. I did do a little bit of diatomaceous earth on the squash, and that was helpful, but then it rained, so I had to reapply it, and then it rained, and I reapplied it, and then it just kept on raining. I was like, well, I'm gonna be done with that. And these are our boy goats. They are going to freezer camp sometime later this year. We're just trying to fatten them up now that the girls are gone. We sold them too. We were gonna breed them, but we decided not to. So these boys are castrated, so they can't keep the lineage going. So we're gonna keep on feeding them, and hopefully they'll get nice and stocky by the end of the season, and we'll harvest their meat and put it up later this year. So yeah, so that's the update in June. I hope you have a lovely day. Ciao.